Hello and welcome back to War Game with me, Gary. This is an update video and it's the finish of all the English Civil War figures that I've got. I will be getting some more, and the reason I'm going to be getting some more is because I have thoroughly enjoyed painting these figures and I have got so immersed in the period, the English Civil War, and also prior to the English Civil War, I didn't know this, there was the Bishops' Wars, which I think started 1639 and finished around about 1641 or 42. I'm not sure, but there was two of them. I didn't even know there was a Bishops' War, and this has been a real eye-opener. I wasn't aware that there were 3 English Civil Wars, which I'm not going to get into. I'm not going to do a history video, but it's just really interesting, like how I've learned things that I had no idea about. Dates and times. I'm quite good. Once I've got dates and times, I'm usually quite good at remembering them. Characters takes me a little while longer, but I always got King Charles mixed up. King Charles first mixed up with King James the first. So, but I don't think that's going to happen again. I've also Prince Rupert, Prince Maurice, and who's the Queen? Henrietta Marie, or is it? No, it is Henrietta Marie. I'm sure it is Henrietta Maria, the Queen of England at that time. So lots of people there. George Monk, who changed sides, and I think I'll just point out a bit about George Monk. I wasn't aware he was the guy who founded the Coldstream Guards, and I also wasn't aware that the Coldstream is a place on the Scottish border between England and Scotland, and it's where a lot of the troops used to muster before going into Scotland or coming out of Scotland. And so I thought that was quite interesting. But he swapped sides. He was captured at one of the various battles he was involved in, and then after being captured, after a while, he swapped sides. I think he was offered a bribe of some sort, I'm sure. But he was the founder member of the Coldstream Guards, which I thought was really interesting. Then of course you got on the other side Lord Fairfax, Cromwell. The Earl of Essex, who apparently wasn't a great commander, but he was fantastic at getting troops, getting more troops involved on the parliamentary side. So the characters have become larger than life, and I've just really enjoyed it. Yeah, so I just thought I'd say that. Why not? Why not? So I'll start with this guy up the top here, and this is my only one. Sean, I've got to say, although I have started a Newcastle regiment, this guy here in the white jacket, he is the only guy I've got, and he's from the Marquess of Newcastle's regiment of foot. I think they were most famous for their last stand at Master Moor, but very, very enjoyable painting this guy. I did a white coat. Now, I know a lot of people say you shouldn't paint pure whites. I do, like generally, because I use a lot of washes. So I think you might be able to see if I turn that around. Yeah, there, look. So you can see it's a white coat, but then what I've done is I've put a white wash, a grey wash, which I've lightened up a bit with a lighter grey wash, which I mix myself. And I think I'm really pleased with the way it's turned out. I purposely did the base with stones and moss, and I'm pleasantly pleased with that. Next here, I've got the Earl of Essex regiment of foot. So if I is that right? Yeah. So the pikemen, just here. It says on their website that they have tawny coloured jackets, but when I looked on the website, they look almost orange. So what I did was I took a orange and I mixed that with a light brown, and I think it's got the colour that I wanted. The drummers, I've kept the drummers very simple. So I've basically done the basic colours. I've not tried to put anything fancy in it because I didn't want to ruin it, to be honest. So yeah, so that's the drummers. Then there's the Musketeers from the Earl of Essex Regiment of Foot. I think they've turned out quite nice as well. I must admit, I do like the way they have. They're starting to develop. And I am looking forward to painting some more. This guy here, obviously the officer. I've done him also in the regimental colours of the tawny jacket. I will be doing, generally a lot of the officers wore kind of like their Sunday best, or a uniform which would stand out. Not a uniform, a dress which would stand out. And I will get some actual personality figures to lead their regiments. But at the moment I just thought I'd stick with those basic colours. Yeah, so I'm quite pleased with that. What I did find out, and I didn't know this, that the pikemen and the musketeers served side by side. So the musketeers weren't in front of the pikemen to defend them and then reverse roles when they were being attacked. Apparently, from the portraits and images I've seen, they served side by side. Interesting if it's a fact. I'm sure someone will be able to correct me if I'm wrong or agree if I'm right. Now here I've got Colonel Robert Hammond's regiment of foot, and it took me a while to get that red colour. So these will be the musketeer. These will be the pikemen. I should use a pointer, shouldn't I? So these will be the pikemen. I need to get a whole load more, as I do with all of these. I think the only regiment that I'm close to finishing is the Sir Thomas Blackwell's regiment of foot, which were all black jackets. They're the only ones I'm close to finishing. These I've got to get a load more. So I've only got 3 who will be in pikeman regiment. What I did do, I don't know if you can see this log I've got here. That's just a stick I picked off the floor, and I've started using more of these because I thought they looked quite nice, especially with a little bit of moss. Looks like they're going through a forest. So yeah, so that was the plan there. And then the last group I've got here, again from the same regiment, the Colonel Robert Hammond's regiment of foot. Interesting, I think it was Crawford who refused to command this regiment, and so Hammond was placed there. And it was from the New Model Army, and I think that there was some political thing about the New Model Army, and Crawford didn't want anything to do with it. So just interesting little tidbit there. But yeah, I've got it took me a long time to get the colour, to get to the point where I was happy with the colour of the coat. And what I eventually did was I used similar technique to the tawny colour. I used a scarlet red, and then I mixed that with various amounts of a light brown. I think it was filthy brown from Vallejo paints. And eventually I got this colour. I don't know if it shows up as well, but it's almost identical to the colour on the Osprey book. And I thought, well, that's going to be pretty good if it's that close. So yeah, so they're my figures. That's my update. Let me just do a quick, I wonder if that will go out of focus. A quick flyby, as Leon says. Now, yeah. So they'll go with the rest of the figures that I've finished from this period. And I'll probably show you them next week. But yes, I'm quite pleased with them. I'm just having a look on my notes to make sure I haven't forgot anything. Because you know what it's like, you get through and you've missed a whole load of stuff. But yeah, I seem to have covered everything. Yeah. There was one thing. Ralph Astley pointed something out in his video. And I thought I would, because what I've been doing, I'll just pick that up a little bit whilst I'm gas bagging. What I've been doing is it's been in my mind to finish everything I've got, buy a new lot and then start again. But Ralph pointed something out in one of his videos, and it was very interesting. And I agree. I now agree, and I'm going to change what I'm doing. What he said was, and correct me if I've got this wrong, Ralph. He said that he's going to build up a large mountain of plastic and metal figures. And the reason he's going to do that is because then when he does retire, and I don't know his situation, I don't know if he has or he intends to at the moment. But when he does retire, then the idea was that he would have loads of figures and that would see him through. And I've now started thinking, you know what, that's right as well, because when I retire, initially, I don't think I'm going to have as much money, anywhere near as much money as what I have now whilst I'm working, especially now that the wife's packed up work. So I think what I might start doing is, rather than trying to finish things off, still try and paint as many as I can, but just keep adding to the collection all the time, because I think it makes sense. So anyway, that's me done. Hope you enjoyed it. Keep safe. Good luck with all your projects. I'm really enjoying watching everybody's videos. Thank you very much. I've had a few new subscribers. I should mention them actually, but I've gone quite over. So I'll mention some of the new subscribers later on in another video. Okay, all the very best then. Take care. Bye bye.